So I have this thing where whenever I try something that's really, really rich, it makes me have to sneeze. And I'm fighting it off right now as I drink this.
Welcome back, beer lovers. This is another episode of Let's Have Some Beer. My name is Jacob.
I'm Jeff, and today we are in Fullerton, California, in Orange County at Bootlegger's Brewery. Now, this brewery has been around for a really long time. We've had quite a few of their beers at this point, all of which we've really enjoyed, and that's why we're here today. There are so many more beers on their tap list that we haven't even touched yet, and I'm super stoked to dig in. Jacob, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's have some beer. Now I know you guys love getting your history lessons, so I'm gonna give one to you right now. Here is the history lesson on Bootlegger's Brewery. It all started in 2006. A young home brewer by the name of Aaron Barkenhagen was taking an entrepreneurship class at Cal State Fullerton. In that moment, he realized that he wanted to take his home brewing passion and actually make a living out of it. In 2008, Bootlegger's Brewery finally opened. Now in 2017, it is one of the best known breweries in Orange County. Now, I haven't started drinking the beer yet. Right now I'm drinking hydro hop water. This is something that Bootlegger's created. It is literally just carbonated water with hops in it. It's got Cascade hops, and I don't care if it's got an ABV or not. It's absolutely fantastic. I hope they bottle this. But obviously, water's not gonna get me drunk, so let's get on to the beers.
All right, so my first Bootlegger's beer is going to be Tropicaleidoscope, which is a Belgian pale at 5.4%. What makes this so tropical is the mangoes and passion fruit. So I don't quite know what to expect. Usually you get those kind of mango passion fruity notes in like IPAs, not necessarily Belgian pales. But I love Belgian pales, so let's go for it. Cheers. There's something kind of lemony, like lemon pepper, which Belgians can get really peppery and kind of lemony. But this is really almost like lemon pepper seasoning. Like I want this with food, as I do many beers. This would be great with like fish, like fried fish or grilled fish. Yeah, it would just, I want this in the summer with like a barbecue with tons of fish and maybe some, I'm getting hungry now. But there's, I don't know if the mango comes through, but there's definitely some kind of passion fruit quality to it. Along with that, yeah, lemony, zestiness, and this pepper notes. It's quite refreshing. It's very light. It's pretty easy to drink, and there's kind of a subtle bitterness that comes in at the finish that kind of rounds it all off, rather than being too sweet, which is what I was first thinking it was going to be. This actually has a nice balanced bitterness to it, and I like that, which maybe is why I want fish with it. After trying this a little bit more, I actually really enjoy it a little bit more as a goza. Just that extra saltiness with this fruit character and the bitterness, I think I would drink it a lot more. Which once again, why my brain is probably going towards foods that I would put salt on. There you go. The more you know.
Well, of course, my first beer of the day has got to be a beer style that I'm normally not into. But you know what? You guys constantly are challenging me to try beers outside my wheelhouse, so I figured I'd give it a try here. This beer is called Slice Master. It's a 4.5% Saison brewed with cucumber and pink peppercorn. Now, the cucumber sounds super refreshing. Makes me think of like cucumber water, but like pink peppercorn, Saison. I don't know what to think of this yet, but the only way to know whether or not I like it is to dig in. So here we go. Cheers. Ooh. Wow. I'm stunned. I actually really like this beer. One thing I will tell you is it is super light drinking. I'm talking 4.5%. It doesn't taste like, it tastes like 0%. I mean, it literally doesn't taste like beer. It's got just that strong cucumber presence. The pink peppercorn is just very subtle. It gives it just a little bit more pizzazz, I guess, in the body. But to be honest with you, I mean, on a hot summer day, this has got to be probably the best beer to drink on the planet. I'm wishing I was at the beach and having one of these right in the sand. I don't know what to tell you guys. This beer basically is cucumber water with pink peppercorn. It'll also get you drunk, so there's that too. But all in all, this was a great way to start the day. Cheers.
All right, guys, I have a confession to make. One of the first craft beers that got me on a crazy track of trying every Belgian beer in existence and loving sour beers was actually Bootlegger's Golden Chaos, which is one of their core beers. They've been making it for a long time, and I just really love it. I have such a soft spot for this beer. It's really fragrant, just super yeast forward, which if you've seen any other videos with me in them, I think I say probably the word yeast the most. More than Jeff says hoppy, and that's saying something. But Golden Chaos just has a special place in my heart for first opening me up to those flavors of just, it kind of tastes like a Hefeweizen, but on steroids. It's super banana-y, it's super clovey, it's very refreshing, and obviously instead of being more on the yellow, it's tinted that kind of goldeny, burnt orange color, and I just love it. Let me have this again because I haven't had it in a while, so let's see if it triggers all those lovely memories. Triggered in the best way. Yeah, it just leaves me with such huge happy notes of banana and clove. This is actually a really good fall beer. Just something that's clove forward, reminds me of kind of Thanksgiving, of holiday seasons. Even though typically Belgian styles are well suited for summer, I would be perfectly happy having this in the fall. Cheers.
All right, so the next beer up has got a really fun name. It's called Dancing the Cocoa. It's 7.1%, it's a red ale, and it's brewed with cocoa nibs. I thought it was super interesting. Every time I see a red ale on the board at a brewery, I have to try it. I always think of John. John loves his reds. I like reds too. So I figured I'd try this one for him. The idea of cocoa nibs in a red ale sounded really weird, really interesting, but I figured I'd give it a shot and see how it pans out. So here we go. Cheers. Okay guys, so this red ale at 7.1% is, again, another super light drinking beer. The cocoa nibs are right on the nose, right when you smell it. It just smells like raw, delicious chocolate. And then you dig into the body, you get a nice presence from the malts, and then you get the hoppy bitterness, but the cocoa nibs again kick in and kind of mellow it out. And it's really unusual because I wouldn't think that the cocoa nibs would help with that. If anything, cocoa nibs usually adds a little bit more bitterness because raw cocoa is typically a little bit more bitter. But it doesn't. It's like they cancel each other out. Now, one thing I will say, I do like this beer a lot, but one thing I would do to improve upon this one is I would love to try this with a little bit of coffee. So the cocoa nib and coffee combo with this red ale, I think would be absolutely phenomenal. But all in all, great beer.
All right, it's IPA time, and up first for me in the IPA realm is going to be Thai Tea Far Out at 7%. And for those of you who don't know too much about Bootlegger's beer, Far Out IPA is one of their core beers. It's really cool art design, very 70s tie-dyed acid trip kind of a deal. But Far Out is definitely a good go-to IPA if you want one in the middle of the week and you want just to crack a can with your buddies, go camping with it. Far Out. But I don't think I've ever had it with Thai tea. And if you've heard some of my previous reviews, I also am a big fan of tea. So theoretically, I should enjoy this. But let's go in. Cheers. Wow, it smells sweet and floral and just, I'm kind of surprised at how much, I wonder how much they brewed, how much they had to add to the brew, because this is very fragrant. Tea is very fragrant, but I'm still just, Far Out IPA is already a very powerful beer. For tea to hold up to that, I'm just curious. I'd really want to know. There's a nice harmony of the sweetness of the Thai tea with the bold, hoppy bitterness of the IPA. And they're coming together not in a weird tannic tea way, in actually a pretty pleasant balance. Yeah. One thing about tea is that it can be very tannic. This to me isn't very tannic. I think part of it probably is because it's Thai tea, and Thai tea can be typically very sweet. And pairing this with an IPA is a good choice.
You knew you guys couldn't watch this episode without me trying a hazy beer. Now, they have several hazy beers here at Bootleggers, but this one is called Cloudware. It's 6.3%. I was told that this is the most popular one on the menu, so we're gonna dig in and give it a try. Cheers. Oh my God. Oh. That's not beer. This isn't beer. No way. Bootleggers, I'm calling bullshit. This is not beer. This is straight up fruit juice. This is tangerine, and this is grapefruit, and this is orange, and that's all it is. Honestly, guys, I'm not kidding you. This is a 6.3% beer, and it just tastes like fruit juice. I cannot believe it. It's so good. Jesus, 6.3%. This is probably the most dangerous beer on the planet. If you guys saw the Phantom Ales episode with Jacob and I, you know that they had a cranberry, what was that? Cranberry mead? They had a cranberry mead that tasted straight up like Ocean Spray, and I was gonna, fool John and maybe pour that in his Ocean Spray cranberry juice. But this takes the cake. This is straight up fruit juice. I don't think I taste any real hop bitterness. It is just beautifully dry hopped, and it looks to be unfiltered, which I'm not complaining about. I'm done talking about it. It's delicious. I gotta hand it off to Jacob before I drink it all.
All right, guys, last but not least, we have Mosaic Ragtag IPA at 7%. Bootleggers has quite a selection of IPA. I picked a Mosaic Ragtag because I'm kind of a sucker for Mosaic IPAs in general. It's just a great hop. So, cheers. Whoa, it's a really bright kind of citrus thing going on, but there's also this kind of dirty earthiness that comes in right after that I wasn't quite expecting. So with some assistance from Jeff, I nailed out what I was trying to describe earlier, hibiscus. This definitely has this big floral and hibiscus note to it. which I just wasn't expecting. It's not something I typically pick up from mosaic hops, and I just didn't expect it when I had it, but it's very much there. Almost as if it was brewed with hibiscus, but obviously it doesn't look like it was. But that'd be really cool if it was. Cheers.
Okay guys, so Bootleggers has so many beers on tap, it would be impossible to try them all. And unfortunately, we're down to the last one of the day. This is called Fuzzy Ninja. It's 7%. It's a black IPA. Now, for me personally, I think I've only had maybe 3 or 4 black IPAs. They haven't really done much for me. Jacob kind of mentioned the same thing as well. But you know, whenever I see a unique beer as an opportunity to try, I have to try it. So, you know, let's dig into the Fuzzy Ninja. Cheers. So I have this thing where whenever I try something that's really, really rich, it makes me have to sneeze. And I'm fighting it off right now as I drink this. The malts on this are just so rich. Oh my God. It's good though. This thing drinks like a really bitter stout. It's got dark roasted malts, cocoa, just roasted, toasted, burnt toast, and then you're getting a big hop bitterness on the back end, but the bitterness it's not reminiscent of hops so much as it is like bitterness from the malts, like those malt grains. That's where I'm really getting the bitterness from. Now, if you were to ask me, is this a black IPA or is this just a really strong stout with a lot of bitterness? I would actually lean more towards the stout realm, personally. It's not my favorite. I mean, we've had some amazing beers here today, and that's probably one that I could forget about. But it's not bad. I mean, if you like those dark roasted malts, I mean, it might be right up your alley. It's just not up mine, so. Bummer. Bummer, dude. Well, guys, we finished trying all of our beers, and now it's time to tell you which ones our favorites were. Jacob, I'm gonna go ahead and start with you. What was your favorite beer?
So, despite my love affair and lovely nostalgia of Golden Chaos, my favorite beer that I tried today was actually the Thai tea Far Out. It was just really pleasant. I mean, I also am a sucker for Thai tea. Like, I even have the powdered Thai tea packets at home. And I really love Thai tea. I will go to the 99 Ranch and clear them out of the cans of Thai tea. But I also have a sweet tooth, so that's probably just my problem. Diabetes someday. Cheers.
Well, and you know what? I really enjoyed this beer as well. The normal Far Out for me is just really bold, really bitter. It's just got such a strong presence, and that tea flavor kicks in and melds with it, and it totally mellows it out. You get a fruity presence, but you still don't lose that original Far Out flavor either. It's just a really nice complement to an already fantastic beer.
Yeah, the hops really come in at the end and just kind of tamper down the sweetness and create a nice balance. I mean, that's really what gets me, is it meets right in the middle of two things that I like. I like bitterness, not too much. I like sweetness, but I don't want it too cloying, and this manages to kind of rein both of them in. And with that, Jeff, what is your favorite beer?
Well, guys, we tried a lot of really good beers. The Far Out with the Thai tea, phenomenal. The Slice Master Saison with the cucumber and pink peppercorn, holy crap. Like, oh my God, that's like the best summer drink. I wish I knew that existed this summer, because it was like the hottest summer on record for California. I could have literally just put that in one of those little, what do you call them? Like the little
backpacks?
Yeah, the little backpacks that you can fill up with water. I'd just fill it up with that, and I would be super awesome. Slice Master was fantastic. You know, I always try to be non-biased. I try not to necessarily just pick something because it's my favorite beer style. But today, my favorite beer style still won as my favorite beer, and that would be the Cloudware Hazy IPA.
Haze boy.
Yeah, this thing is fantastic. I cannot believe how juicy it is. Here's the thing. Jacob and I were sitting there and we're like, there's no possible way that they did not add juice to this, because it's just pure juice. Like the bitterness is so low that you can't even really tell it's an IPA. Like, it's legit juice. It's legit juice. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my hop bitterness in IPAs, but I'm telling you, you drink this and you don't have a choice but to be like, holy shit, this is amazing. We asked them, like, does this have juice added? And they told us no, and my mind was blown. And all I gotta say is, I mean, stone fruit, passion fruit, orange juice, tangerine, pineapple, you get it all in a nice little glass. And oh God, it's so good. And the best part is if you actually check out Bootlegger's Instagram, apparently they actually tell you what they use in their brewing process. So to be honest with you, I'm gonna try to recreate this. I think this is gonna be my next hazy beer that I make in my home brewing tutorials. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, so I was behind the camera when Jeff was originally drinking that and reviewing it, and definitely part of me was thinking, all right, maybe he's exaggerating, this is bullshit. And then I tried it and went, oh, nope, he's sincere as hell. It really is juice.
So juicy.
So, what can I say?
Oh, well, guys, we tried some amazing beers. I gotta say, I am so glad that I live so close to such an amazing brewery. Aaron, you have really done a lot for the beer community here in Orange County. And I can't wait to come back and try more of your amazing beers. I feel like I could come here 5 or 6 times and still not try everything. So cheers to you, buddy. Just real quick, while we're finishing our beers, I gotta give a shout out to Bootleggers for this hydro hop water. I honestly, like, here's the thing. You go to a brewery to drink beer, don't get me wrong. But if you're a hop head, you actually like hops for the flavor, you know, and you want a refreshing drink, like, cool. I love water. Water works. Water will wash your palate out. But Bootleggers came out with this hydro hop water. It is a carbonated beverage that's brewed with Cascade hops, and it's so good. It's so good. I don't need malts all the time. I like malts, but a non-alcoholic, refreshing beverage that tastes like flowers and delicious is right up my alley.
I think part of the reason why it's so amazing is probably due to the Cascade in it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Not biased at all.
Yeah, Cascade, fantastic, fantastic hop. If you guys live locally in Orange County, please come out here. Try their hydro hop water. This literally cost me $1 and it's worth so much more. I want them to do different hop varieties as well, and I want them to bottle it so I can come here and buy 6-packs and 12-packs.
Yes.
And instead of just drinking out of my Brita filter, I can now have hop water all the time.
You should just put hops in your Brita filter. Don't recommend trying that at home. That's probably not a good idea.
I'm gonna try it. He said it. I'm gonna try it. Well, hey, if I put hops in a muslin bag and then I put it in my Brita filter, can't I have hop water at home? I don't see why not.
Maybe. Stay tuned.
Yes.
We're gonna find out.
Stay tuned for our next homebrew episode where we show you how to make hop water. All right, guys, so that's gonna do it here at Bootlegger's Brewery. Thank you so much, Corey, for the hospitality. We had a great time, love the beers, and holy crap, did I love that hop water. The hydro hop water, if you will.
So good.
Yeah, so if you guys like this episode, make sure that you give us a thumbs up, you share it with your friends on social media, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. If there's a brewery you'd like to see us go to, make sure you leave it in the comments below. Make sure that you follow Jacob here at Craft Cascade. I'm gonna leave his information in the description below.
Thank you.
And until then, we'll see you next time on Let's Have Some Beer. Cheers.